live viewers.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Coming up on UPH, E!
3
In yo!
face.
And more on this episode of Unbelievable Power Hour.
Need to get some pads for my ass. Old gal wasn't built for that much abuse.
I'm not interested in quantifying how much abuse your ass is built for. Get moving.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 20E3 of Unbelievable Power Hour, your mind-blowing source for video game news, previews, and adventure. I'm Dan DeHaan, and with me today is my gaming bro guy, Aaron Wiesinger.
Hey, I'm Aaron Wiesinger. What's up?
What's up? I kind of, for the first time, just like,
Forgot my name.
no. I was trying to come up with a clever bro pun there, but lost it.
Well,
No, during the theme song, started just drifting,
what started drifting?
and so on my mind,
Oh.
so
La, la, la.
people watching the vidcast would just see me staring at and drifting off into space.
That's Dan's 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, there you go. Don't mess.
Yeah.
I'm scrappy.
Well, yeah. How you doing, Dan?
Good. Good.
Yeah?
How are you?
I'm great.
I've had kind of a sickening week.
Yeah.
I'm kind
Why?
of, except
sickening?
man, it's fun. I played a grotesque amount of Civilization 5 this week.
Yeah, you joined the club. I mean, you were in the club before, but
I don't.
you rejoined.
In a matter of 3 days, how much Civ 5 have you put in before? A 3-day block of 3 days.
Probably over 20 hours, something like that.
Yeah, that's where I am
Yeah.
right now, and it's probably going to continue today.
But I think it's a little more appropriate with you because you're playing with somebody else.
Yes.
I don't know
So
if it's
there is,
inappropriate, but like at least you had some social contact while you were
you're
doing it.
sitting there alone playing.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Playing Hot Seat with Brittany, and in Hot Seat multiplayer, you have your own civilization. She has her own, and you just take turns.
Yeah. I love hot
And
seat play.
I love Hot Seat play too. It's weird. That sounds
really
gross.
gross.
I love
I
Hot
like
Seat
a hot
play.
seat play, you know. Get it? Yeah.
But we played one game and I got destroyed. Took 2 days to play that one, and I think yesterday morning we started a new one, and I'm doing a lot better. And in fact, I'm gonna win. I think. As long as I don't make a terrible move.
All right.
But
Question.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Yes.
Favorite civilization?
Like leader?
Like what country do you play?
I go random.
Oh, random.
I was Japan the first time, and now I can't remember who I am. I don't pay attention.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't either. Like the guys I play with, like they're all about the different stat upgrades or the like bonuses you get based on what civilization you are. I'm just like, they asked me, I don't know.
I don't.
I just play the game.
Whatever. Yeah. I mean, aren't you kind of doing the same thing still?
Some
Might
of
make
them
a little bit of a difference, but
the biggest one that I've seen, or the biggest difference it looks like it makes, is if you play as Japan, then if you have a unit that is like you can be down to your last guy and they will fight at full strength.
oh wow, that's cool.
So like that's a pretty good bonus if you're going to be like a warring civilization. But
Yeah. So I think we're like on year 2021 and it ends on 2050. So
Yeah.
we may actually end this game based on time, which is crazy.
Yeah. Do you guys like watch the score and like actually feel that matters during the game, or not so much?
Not so much.
Yeah.
I think because the score is determined a lot by how much land you have conquered or discovered
Yeah.
and have built cities in. So I just don't think necessarily that is always the best indication of who has the potential to win.
Right.
It depends on what the gap is. If I like right now, I'm double, I think, what Brittany is, but
Yeah.
she's starting to cruise and could build a military to destroy me. So it is possible.
Yeah. I heard a better metric to look at is if you look at like the economics and see like what the overall like the military strength and like GDP, all that kind of stuff. Like if you compare all those, it's better than just looking at the score, because the score is so heavily focused on. I think it really likes wonders. Like you get really
Oh,
big
really?
bumps in your score from wonders.
And the other thing is like she could band together with the rest of the civilizations and just gang up on me. That's still the other thing that there's always that risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're never quite safe.
Yeah. That's cool.
How about you? That was pretty much been my week. Civ 5. And
Your daughter's still hanging in there.
who?
You just had a daughter.
Oh,
Whoops.
she just latched onto the boob the entire time we're playing. I mean my boob.
Oh, well, yeah.
How about you?
I have been watching. I think you've been binging on Civ 5. I've been binging on Breaking Bad.
Oh, first time?
No, I watched it through, I believe, season 3 or 4, and I think it was like I had to wait a long time, and it sort of just like it went out of my mind for something that was happening, and yeah, I know that the show is over, so I'm trying to rewatch everything. And so
It's very good. It's worth.
Yeah,
Worth.
I really love the show.
I'm actually almost done with my 24 binge, too.
Yeah.
We're just finishing up season 8, and then we'll continue on to season 9, and that'll be it.
Now, when you binge, like, how many shows would you watch in a row?
Yeah, I
Like
would
TV
say.
show binge.
Oh, like how many do I juggle at one time, or how many?
No, like how many?
episodes?
If you just sit there for a block of time, how many hours would you put in?
Well, it depends. I mean, like right now, we're not doing a lot or going a lot of places, so the show will be on all day.
Okay.
I mean, we could probably get through 8.
Yeah.
Like we'll get up, put an episode or two on, then we'll go for a long walk, and then come back, have lunch, watch a couple episodes,
Yeah.
go to the grocery store, go to the beach or whatever, and then
Sure.
watch a bunch more and finish out the night. Yeah, I guess like when we're off like this and we're not really on vacation and doing stuff, we'll watch a ton.
Right. Right.
How about you?
I think last weekend I was super tired one day and been really busy before that, and so I watched all of season 1 basically just in one sitting. Like
Now, that was a short season, though, right?
Yes, that was
when the
only
writer's
7
strike.
episodes. Yeah,
Yeah.
7 episodes. So I sat there for about 7 hours. I made myself some food, but it was just constantly on. And then for the last probably 4 hours, I would sit there, finish one episode, immediately jump out, start the next one, just next. And so I'm almost through season 3. So in about a week, I've gotten through almost 3 seasons.
You know what makes a difference for binging is the application that you're using to binge, whether it's Netflix or Amazon, they are not all conducive to binging. I know all the episodes are there. I'm talking about convenience and
Just next episode.
autoplay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon does not. Amazon's kind of tricky the way they do it because we're watching 24 on Amazon.
Okay.
And that it doesn't autoplay, and then it doesn't jump to the next episode like either that you can just hit play. You have to like go next episode or like more episodes available kind of stuff. Apple TV doesn't do it with any of them, like Netflix, any of them. PS3 Netflix is probably the best because it will just auto load the next episode.
Okay.
The only annoying thing is eventually it'll ask, "Are you still watching?" And then you're like this press the enter button of shame. Yes, I am.
You should probably go outside. Yeah. So
and what about this NASA thing? Are you
I've always been into space things and Star Trek since I was in elementary school. And the biggest thing hindering people from going outside of our solar system and really much further than Mars, and Mars is still kind of like pushing our outer limits of where we can actually go, is the fact that we can't travel that fast, and space is massive. So it's always been this cool thing that Star Trek has done. You got warp drives to get around the fact that you can't travel faster than the speed of light.
Yeah.
And oh god, what was it? The late 80s, early 90s, there was a physicist that came up with this theory that yes, you can actually make a warp drive that will bend space and you can move faster than the speed of light. You don't actually move, but the space around you moves in a way that makes your ship travel that fast or effectively that quickly.
Yeah.
But the energy requirement was you would need something the mass of Jupiter of some exotic matter that didn't exist yet.
Oh.
So it was like, it's possible, but very much impractical to carry around Jupiter inside your spaceship.
Yeah.
Through like fairly recent recalculations, they've been able to get that down to like 500 kilograms, I think, like the fuel requirement. And so by doing all these things, like they've suddenly put it back into the realm of like very much a possibility. And so they had somebody go out and like redesign what a potential ship might look like. And most of the time when you see all these like crappy like NASA concepts of something, it's a really terribly...
It just looks like a beefed up airplane sometimes.
Yeah, it just looks sort of dumb, and it's not done very artistically. But they had a guy go and like give his take based on some of the like science that they've put into this. And so they've got these really nice looking renders of like a potential warp ship. And I don't know, I really geek out over this stuff because I think it's super cool that we're moving toward that age of like space exploration in a real way, not just in our solar system. So
yeah, I think it is cool. Yeah, I'm still creeped out by the fact though that like we explore science based on fiction from 40 years ago.
Wait, why does that creep you out?
I just think it's weird because then it's like, what are the things that we aren't discovering or exploring that we're waiting for some fiction writer to create? It's kind of creepy.
But I mean, how else do you come up with something to then explore? I mean, they talked about like tricorders having an effect on like the way medical science like starts looking at, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we had something like that? And so they try and do that. And same thing with space flight.
But it's just like it's the art first, then the science happens.
Right. Which I think is kind of cool that it goes that way.
I do too. Yeah, I do. It's just kind of weird though. It's like, shouldn't it just be the scientists or like maybe coming up with some of this stuff and not?
Right. Hey, we figured it out.
You dream up the next great thing, and I'll figure out how to make it work. So, but that is the way it works. That's cool.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's. We're gonna do a little different episode today. We're gonna just talk. It's E3 week, and we want to talk about some of the exciting and maybe the stuff that's not so exciting things announced at E3. So we're gonna do that instead of a weekly playlist and news and all that jazz. So coming up is our coverage of E3. All right, everybody. So how we're going to break this down is just talk about some of the big conferences that went on. The Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo had their own. And we want to start with Microsoft. They were the first to kick it off. And Aaron, was there anything... My personal opinion is they were the least exciting of the major three players.
Yeah, I think this is an unfortunate time when like they've had such a long period for me of not being excited about anything for the Xbox One. It's like, hey, now E3 is here, show something sweet, and they didn't. For the most part, like there wasn't anything here that seemed really groundbreaking for me. You know, I'm excited about the new Forza 5, but the thing is, like, none of these are games or any feature that makes me want to buy it. Even at the lower price point without the Kinect, I'm just like,
They're not really... There weren't any exclusives that were like, oh, that looks great, I want it. Now I need an Xbox One.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. I mean...
people are excited about that new Crackdown game. I'm not. I didn't play the first one. It might be amazing, but I'm not excited about it.
You didn't play the first Crackdown at all?
No.
That is dumb of you. You are not dumb, but that is a dumb action that you did not take.
You can't play everything. So I guess I don't know.
You should go back and play Crackdown, because instead of getting an Xbox One, it's probably worth it to just get an old Xbox, or you still have your 360. Never mind.
Yeah. Yep.
Just get Crackdown.
That was a 360 game, though, right?
Yeah. Just get Crackdown. Forgo the Xbox One and get Crackdown.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, I heard the second game was not very good, so I'm curious if they're gonna just significantly improve on Crackdown 3. That would be cool, but again, it's not something I would buy a system for.
Halo 5 does not appeal to me either.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care about Halo anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I did a little bit, but it's just the Halo multiplayer is, you know, I got over that, and it got it out of my system. Halo 5 just, I don't care.
Yeah, I stopped caring about Halo a long time ago.
They also announced Fable Legends.
Mm-hmm. Do you like Fable?
You know, I don't. I think I'd played the first one, and then I have the second or third one, and I don't like it. It feels like offline World of Warcraft to me, the way it plays.
Who's the guy who makes it? Peter Molyneux?
Yeah, I do like listening to him talk.
The classic overselling the shit out of Fable was like what he did for basically all of the Fable games. Is like, this is going to change your life. Like, yeah, it did not.
There's going to be a dog with you at all times, and dogs are just very emotive for people. They love the pets.
Yeah.
There's going to be a dog with you. Oh.
He kept trying to like invoke this emotion that just never happened.
But I loved hearing him say it.
Yeah.
One game you mentioned you were excited about is Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, this looks kind of fun. It's like a combination of looks like Crackdown and Tony Hawk and what was that other game we were saying?
Oh, Infamous, second.
Infamous. Yeah.
The Infamous series, yeah. Kind of the
Um,
grinding, the jumping, the...
yeah, you're parkouring all over the place on like roller coaster rides and just like bouncing. You're constantly trying to move. And from what it looks like, if you're just static on the ground, like you'll just be annihilated.
Obliterated.
Yeah, no chance. So it looks like a pretty fun, goofy game. Um, but yeah, I don't have an Xbox One, and I don't intend on buying one for that either. So these are. It's too bad. There's all these things. I'm just like, yeah, that looks fun. That looks fun. But I'm not going to spend $400 to do it.
And the crazy thing was, too, it's like, where's the Connect?
Yeah, they kind of abandoned ship.
But you would think there would still be like some residual stuff coming out left over, you know, that it was just like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, we've still got some stuff in the pipeline for you, but eventually it's gonna fade away, you know.
Yeah.
But there's like nothing. I think there's a dance game from Ubisoft, and that was it,
Yeah,
pretty
that
much.
was super fast too.
Um, oh, Super Ultra Dead Rising 3. That I mean, I liked the Dead Rising games, but
Yeah.
again, it's kind of a gameplay I don't care about anymore
Yeah.
right
I
now.
really like the first one. I don't get that much into Dead Rising 2. And yeah, it's just kind of off my radar. And then Witcher 3, I don't know if this is I'm pretty sure it's not going to be an exclusive.
No, not
And
not
again-
at least to the one. I know that's coming out for Steam. I've seen ads for
Yeah.
Steam on Steam all over.
Yeah, and do not let me buy The Witcher 3.
I
Please.
will. I won't make.
Do not
let
let
you.
that happen.
You know, they're really pushing the indie games though too. That's something that they did now. I mean, and I feel like you're just doing that because, well, you learn the hard way that you have to. So
Yeah.
whoops. I am looking forward to Xbox will be getting the creators of Limbo.
Mhm.
Limbo is one of my favorite games ever.
Mhm.
And I own it on multiple platforms. I've started replaying it on my Vita,
Mhm.
and I just love that game. And they're coming out with the creators are coming out with a different game that's appears to be like Limbo, but that will be exclusive to the Xbox for a period of time. It looks like
Right.
it's being released, but I'll just wait for it to come out on something else.
Isn't that sad?
It is, you know, because I was huge on the 360. I loved the
Yeah.
360. I've got my 360 controller that I use for my PC because it's amazing, and I just don't understand how who was the moron at Microsoft that was like, hey, you know what the PS3 did, and that was really kind of a crappy, dumb move that didn't work out so well for them, and it took a really long time to recover.
Yeah.
Let's follow that playbook this time.
Now it's our turn. I feel like there was some sort of handshake deal with Sony. It's like, all right, now we're gonna fuck up this time.
Yeah. I just don't get it. I mean, it was like, I think it's one of those things where they just want to push, you know, different agendas onto the system with the media, and this is going to be your everything player. And
Yeah.
games have, you know, media watching is so readily available. Like Netflix is so readily available on everything.
Yeah.
Roku is very popular now, and yeah, before when DVD drives came out, they were, you know, more expensive,
Mhm.
and you could get a PS2. So everybody got a PS2. They were playing games and they were using it as their DVD player. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why the PS2 was like so huge, because it was the easiest way to get the games and to watch DVDs.
Yeah.
One of the reasons the 360 was so popular was because Netflix. Netflix streaming. It was, it was one of the only devices you could get Netflix streaming on, and you could play awesome games. And then now it's just all that stuff is more readily available. So to try and push that as a flagpole on your system is not.
It's like there's no point in even mentioning that now. It's just such a expected thing. Yeah,
My toaster has Netflix on it.
Yeah. I watch it on the bread after it toasts.
It projects it on the bread.
The lumens is actually, it's so bright that that's what toasts the bread is the show.
So I don't know, and I was really wondering, would something happen this year to make me want to go get an Xbox One, and nothing happened at all. There isn't even a twinge. I don't feel like I'm missing anything.
Not at all.
I mean,
just wouldn't it be nice, but not that nice.
Yeah. I guess Halo 5 is probably the closest to something I'd just like to try. I'm not big into it, but it would, if I had an Xbox One already, I'd probably get it.
Right.
No, not a system seller for me. It's not a system mover.
I mean, Halo is a huge property. Do you think that even though we're not into that people in general,
there are some
that would be a system seller?
Yes, there are people that I think would they gotta have an Xbox One for this Halo game that love it. But I don't think enough people.
Yeah. And again, that's probably going to be on the PC, right?
Not necessarily. It might be. I have heard that Microsoft is trying to get better about releasing games on PC.
Yeah.
And, the speculation is that it's because they need to sell this software and not enough people have Xbox Ones.
Right.
So I'm ready to move on to something else if you are.
Yeah, I'm done with Xbox.
Yeah, let's move on to Sony. Okay, so Sony had their conference as well, and I would say there is one thing, at least, that came out of it that I'm super excited about, or getting more so excited, and I would say that's Destiny. I was not very, I didn't really care about Destiny and what it was. Now I'm at least very curious.
Yeah.
Curious enough that I signed up for to get the alpha test.
Yeah, which I'm going to try and do as well.
So I ended up I signed up for one. I mean they make it sound like we'll choose, So I'm not sure if it's just going to actually be everyone gets one that signs up for it by now, but this weekend then I can play Destiny.
Awesome. Are you going to?
Yes, I am.
Very cool. I like you had zero interest in it really until E3 stuff started coming out, and I watched some more of the footage and saw a lot more of the footage for the game, and it looks pretty sweet. They keep comparing it to Borderlands in terms of some of the gameplay, which I love Borderlands too, and it looks sort of like a mix between that and Mass Effect a bit. With the powers that you get and just the visuals of it. So it looks pretty cool.
That sounds wicked cool.
Yeah, I would love to play that game. And I have a PS4, so I don't have to worry about getting another system.
Boo, yeah. Now, is that coming out for PC also?
Don't know. I'm not sure.
Check that out. Destiny PC.
I kind of don't think so, because I guess we'll just say they mentioned that they're going to be releasing a white PS4 Destiny bundle. So maybe they're keeping that exclusive to the system? I don't know.
It sounds like there is not. Not PC. That's too bad. But that's the way for them to get me a game, for me to buy a game on my PS4. Because right now I'm kind of like, ugh, when I have to choose, it's like, all right, I want to guarantee I'm going to be always go back and play this game.
Right.
And so I generally will buy it on the PC now.
Yeah.
So I will buy it on the PS4 then.
Cool.
And yes, like you mentioned too, there's a white PlayStation 4 coming out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would. I mean, I think it doesn't really go with my all black theme for my electronics so far. But it looks kind of neat, I guess.
It's like having one tooth is what it will look like on your all your electronics. I don't think it does anything else. It looks like pretty much the same.
Just the same thing.
It's just got a bunch of white plastic around it instead of anything like that.
Which reflects more light, thereby keeping the device cooler. So,
yeah. That's practical.
Yeah, that's probably what the decision was made on.
Have you been following the Order 1886 at all?
Nope.
Do you know anything about that? Either have I.
No idea.
Don't know much about it. It is exclusive to the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
There are people that are stoked about it. I have heard people talk about it, and it does look very pretty.
Yeah.
So the Order is set in alternate history where humans around the 8th century begin to take on animal-like traits. Cool. I'm in already.
I like that. I also like the cover shot with, it looks like
Liam Neeson.
the guy holding a minigun. Yeah. Liam Neeson holding a minigun.
All look like Liam Neeson. Let's see if there's anything else. These humans are known as half-breeds. I don't like that term. A war soon breaks out between the humans and half-breeds, as it would.
Yeah.
Humanity was losing this war until King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table discover a substance called black water, which gives its users healing abilities and greatly increases life expectancy.
Doesn't sound like something called Blackwater would do that.
This, with the combination of the Industrial Revolution, which have granted the Order access to futuristic weapons, are helping humanity turn the tide of the war. So it looks like you're playing the role as a human and trying to destroy all the half-breeds.
They might want to rethink some of the naming.
I know. That sounds terrible. Can't you just call them manimals?
I would respect that more.
Yeah.
It sounds a little cutesy, though. Kill the manimals.
There's a lot of negative connotations with the term half-breeds.
Yeah. That's going to get some bad press. I do like the alternate history stuff, though. That's kind of cool.
Speaking of bad press, have you heard about people jumping on Ubisoft for like female characters and stuff like that, for their lack of female characters?
I saw an article, but I didn't click on it.
Yeah, it's a crap storm coming at them. So
I mean, why specifically Ubisoft?
Because they ended up making a comment that they had plans to put in a female character in Assassin's Creed, like a female assassin.
Oh, yeah.
They said they ended up, scrapping it.
It was going to take too much work. It would be double the work for them to do female characters.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, we can't do that, I guess.
So now people are going nuts about it.
Yeah.
Oh. Whatever.
Eh.
I mean, yeah, it'd be nice, but go play.
I think it's sort of like they're overstating. I mean, I know obviously it takes a lot of work to make all those animations, the characters, all that stuff, but it's like seems like it should just be a part of the process. Like, I don't know.
Well, and the thing is, though, I mean, really, Assassin's Creed has been cookie cutter since the first one.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, is like, let's build this franchise that we can easily make tons of sequels to.
Yeah.
And I mean, easily is understating it, but, it's...
Yeah, relatively.
Yeah, relatively easier.
What else we got on the
Little Big Planet 3.
That looks cool. I like the sock dude.
Yeah, you know what? I never beat Little Big Planet 2. We beat Little Big Planet 1 together. We played
did.
co-op, and I got burned out, I think,
Yeah.
on some LBP.
On just, you think that specifically, or like, what do you call it, platforming?
No, not platforming. I've been playing. I play a lot of platformings. I usually have at least one platforming game in my, my catalog that I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
In my playlist. But I think it's, really, it's not a great platforming game.
Yeah. It's sort of, yeah, oh God, what was the game? Rayman. In the way that it's a little bit squishy, like the jumping and moving around.
I would say
not
it's a little
that
bit more
tight.
sloppy.
Yeah.
And I would not say Rayman is sloppy.
I would say that, but...
Have you beaten a Rayman game?
No.
I have.
No, I haven't. I have played it. But yeah, I think it's not one of my favorite platformers. I think we had a really good time with it despite that. Like, it's a really great art style. There's so many things going for it that I was able to overlook that. But it's still not the best feel.
No, when I'm talking sloppy, I mean, with Rayman, when I jump on something where I know where the edges are, I can, jump on a platform and get the feel of whether or not I'm going to land the jump or whether if I jump off this edge, whether I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
Little Big Planet, that wasn't as obvious. It was like the ledges, the jumping, that kind of stuff. It's like it's not as precise.
Yeah. It's a bit of a gray area when you're going to fall off that ledge.
Or when you have to do like a speed run or whatever to make a jump, that kind of stuff is what. And it felt a little sloppy that way. It felt a little unpolished, also.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just talking all the negative stuff to it. I think the game is like super creative. I think I love the level designs are awesome. I think the characters are awesome. I think it's a really cool series. It would be one that I'd like to see just tightened up a little, cleaned up a little, and hopefully on the PS4 it will be better.
Yeah.
But I do resent you for the Rayman slam.
Well, I did say that I was going to try replaying Rayman again.
You've yet to do that.
Okay.
But I do think it'll be cool to see what they do. I hope they introduce some new stuff to it, and that is not just new levels. I think that's why I felt like Little Big Planet 2 wasn't anything new.
Right. Same basic game.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, I don't know that I really want to play through this whole thing.
Yeah. I do like that they have some new actual characters that have different abilities to it.
Yes, I agree with that. I hope I saw there's like a chubby one, and what would be cool is if they worked in a little bit of Thomas Was Alone, and that these kind of characters. Have you played Thomas Was Alone?
No.
Super cool, sort of platforming game
Mm-hmm.
that is basically like 4-bit Atari graphics.
Nice.
And you have a basic, like a small square, you have a long rectangle, you have just different shapes, and they all have different abilities on how high they can jump.
Mm-hmm.
And you work together with those to get to different spaces that you couldn't get to otherwise.
I'm looking at it
and try
now.
to get to the end of a stage. It is an amazing game, seriously.
That's pretty neat.
You need to play this game. It was free on PlayStation Plus for a little while, but I don't think it's there anymore.
Nice.
But it goes on sale, so definitely if it goes on sale, pick it up because it's such a great game. It's a heartwarming game. Like if you need your heart warmed,
I
And
do need that occasionally.
yeah, I definitely recommend that. But that would be cool if they used the different Sackboy characters in LBP3, that
Yeah.
they both had, like, like chunky Sackboy
I like
can
that
only
word, chunky.
can only jump so high and needs other Sackboy to be able to reach a certain height.
Right.
So
Yeah, that'd
yeah,
be cool.
that looks good.
Yeah. What else we got?
The big thing is PlayStation. What is it? TV.
PlayStation TV, yeah. That's huge.
It's
It's
huge.
their $99 foray into like they said it's smaller than a deck of cards. Put that on your desktop or wherever. And of course you can stream TV and movies and stuff like that through it. But the really cool thing about this is all of the PlayStation Now streaming network will be available through that. And it looks like it uses the same chipset as the Vita. So
Way
it'll
cool.
play, yeah, like you can play the PS1, 2, and 3 stuff that's available through the PlayStation Now network. And a really cool thing is if you don't want to buy however many PlayStation 4s for however many TVs you have in your house,
Yeah.
you
For
can
those multiple PS4 buyers out there.
yeah, you can just opt for the $99 option and hook this up to your TV and just stream straight
Remote
from your
play. Yeah.
PS4. Yeah, that's super cool.
I think the thing when this was first announced and that it was going to be in Japan only,
Hmm.
I wasn't that excited about it because it just sounded like it was just a Vita that you would hook up to your TV. And this was before the PS4 came out. Now that the PS4 has come out and a lot of the features for the Vita have been expanded,
Yeah,
so have the features for the PlayStation TV. And now that PlayStation Now has been announced, the features for the PlayStation TV have expanded.
yeah,
So it is wicked awesome now.
yeah.
And I think
like
this is definitely something I want. I want to get this.
yeah. Like I didn't care about any of the other set-top boxes. I mean, because we've already got like a system. Like I've already got a PS4 that I can get the Netflix app and stream through that, or whatever app you want to use for watching TV and movies. So it doesn't really matter. But like PlayStation really changed like their big differentiator, I would say, from Microsoft at this point is while Microsoft wants to focus so much on being like a media device, PlayStation is just like, we're doing games. Like this is our focus. Our PlayStation division is focused on games, and like that shows in the PS4 and everything they're doing with that, and it's showing with even the PlayStation TV where it's really focused on allowing you to play games through that very easily.
Yeah. I agree. I think the
So.
only dumb thing though is
Hmm.
they have a bundle for $139 that'll come out.
Mhm.
It'll have 8 gigs of memory, and it'll also come out with the Lego Movie game.
Yeah.
Also comes with the DualShock 3.
I saw that. I saw that.
P-U-S-A, as my dear friend Jar Jar Binks would say.
Please don't quote Jar Jar.
That's the worst.
Oh, why wouldn't they just make it compatible with their new and superior controller? I
Is
mean,
it?
maybe it is, but they're
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
Dear Lord, I hope so.
Or compatible with the 360 controller.
Yeah,
So you
please.
can just not use the DualShock 3.
The DualShock 3 is trash.
Yeah. I don't know.
Gamers
I think this
call.
is super cool.
They want you to kill the DualShock 3.
When is this available? Do you know?
I did not see a release date. PlayStation TV release date. I'm Googling out loud. And release date is
What do we got?
Come on, baby. Where are you?
We need drum roll sounds on that soundboard.
I still don't. Oh, release date. Sony has announced that it'll launch in autumn. That's not a release date. That's a release window.
Yeah. It's a release season.
Still, might have to be
this autumn?
Yeah, might have to be an autumn present.
Yeah.
For me.
Happy autumn, Dan.
Happy autumn to me.
I was going to say, like, a lot of these games, unfortunately, are being pushed to 2015.
Yeah.
I mean, not on any particular system. It's just, it's E3 2014, but it's really all about, like, what you're going to be able to play in 2015.
You know what is also cool? So there's going to be a Ratchet and Clank movie. There's also going to be a remake of the original Ratchet and Clank for PS4.
Did you get into that?
I did. I had Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction, and I beat that. And I had just recently started Ratchet and Clank, I think a Rip in Time or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's good. I like things about it, but 3D platforming doesn't have the same appeal anymore to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think a Mario 64 could come out and really appeal to me. Anything like that.
Yeah.
And Ratchet and Clank's kind of that style. Or maybe a little Spyro the Dragon.
Oh, God.
Remember that? Spyro?
I do remember that. That was one of my first games, actually, on the PS1.
That was kind of the, oh my gosh, Mario 64 is amazing, and let's try and put out some different types of 3D platformer games that are amazing.
Right. I don't think I would classify Spyro as amazing.
No.
It was just, it existed.
So in my opinion, with PlayStation TV, with Destiny, Little Big Planet 3, that's really the big stuff that came out of Sony's.
Yeah. I've got 4 games that we haven't talked about.
That are exclusive?
I don't know if they're exclusive. At least one of them is exclusive.
Which one?
No Man's Sky. It's indie developed, and it's open universe, and it's supposed to be all procedurally generated. And the newest trailer that I saw was like you start out walking out of a cave, and you're looking around, and like you're showing your heads-up display will register different animals or different elements around you, and you're just walking around, everything's fine. And then you see like this big brontosaurus-looking thing, and then something charges out of the trees at it, and so you like run over to a spaceship that you see, and then you jump in the spaceship and you go into space. And all of this
sounds like a child telling a story, or like a dream that they had.
Yeah, it does sound kind of random. It is random.
And then a pizza just appears.
There's no story to this at all. It's sort of like demonstrating the engine itself. And so it's like you jump into the spaceship, you can then go into space, and then it shows like you're doing space combat, and then you see a planet like sort of in the distance, and then you can go onto, it's not just like a textured ball, it's a planet that you can actually go to and land on that has its own wildlife and zoning and everything. So like from a technical standpoint, it looks amazing, and the graphics are actually pretty good. It's not like totally polished at this point, but it seems really cool to have it that open, and I'm curious to see what they do with it.
Yeah, sweet. And this is an indie game, exclusive to the PS4. All right.
Yeah.
That's the thing about E3 is there's just so much announced that it's hard to see everything.
Yeah.
What were the other games you were thinking about that you're excited about?
Real quick, they didn't give much information. You have to. We'll also have to wait for QuakeCon. The Doom 4 guys,
Yeah,
it
the
made that
teaser trailer.
yeah, little trailer, which looks crazy nice. Obviously not gameplay, but it's cool, and I'm excited about that. I really liked Doom 3. A lot of people complained about it, but I like Doom 3 a lot. And Arkham Knight will be coming out, which is the
Yeah.
last of the Arkham series, which it looks amazing. And
Yeah, and I'm
you
assuming
sort of
these Doom 4 and Arkham Knight, they won't be exclusive to PC.
no, I really doubt that. And so like Batman sort of looks like he's now a hybrid of Iron Man and Batman,
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of
which
cool,
is
and that's actually
yeah,
a logical step to make for him.
yeah, it makes sense. And
He's a
then the
billionaire
last
or
one,
whatever.
yeah. Um, the last game I was excited about is Dead Island 2. Did you play Dead Island at all? I'm curious.
No, I did recently get it. I got the whole series for like $7 or something a month ago.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
did you
think
like
you
the
would
first
like
one?
it. Yeah, I really got into the first one. I put in a lot of hours. I looked at my
Oh
Steam time
wow!
for it. Yeah, it was
I actually
surprising.
somebody showed it to me on the 360 when they got it, and I was not interested in it. And I
Yeah.
don't know if it was because I thought it would be something else,
Mhm.
and it's more of an RPG type game, right?
Yeah. I can't remember why exactly I got it because I'm sort of like burned out on zombies, but I was like whatever, like it got really good rating and it must have been cheap or something on Steam at one point.
Yeah, and
So I picked it up.
they also have a MOBA that's free to play.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, Dead Island. I think it's Dead Island Epidemic, and I
Yeah.
recently downloaded that. I haven't played it yet,
Yeah.
but I am interested in playing it, and so yeah, hopefully that will be a good game.
Yeah. Did you see the trailer for Dead Island 2 though? Did you watch the trailer for
No,
it?
I didn't. I did not see
It
that one.
it looks really cool. Like it starts out like the guy going for a run and he's covering up this bite mark on his arm and then it shows his transition like from just normal dude to turning into a zombie running with the horde and it I'll let you watch it but it looks great. It's really
Their
cool.
first trailer was amazing. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah,
It was in
I
the
do.
hotel or something, and a little girl and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I
No,
did forget one thing. They did show just a trailer, which I thought was pretty amazing for Uncharted 4.
mhm.
I thought it was a really good trailer.
I didn't see that.
Not so much. There wasn't anything really exciting in it. It was just Nathan Drake. Looks like he's on an island and he's waking up,
Mhm.
on the beach. Very pretty though. But
Yeah.
I thought the dialogue was really good and the delivery from the actors. The voice actors that Naughty Dog gets for their games are amazing. And
Nice.
so I'm curious as to how that game will go, just because of all the stuff that's gone on at Naughty Dog, with
Mhm.
people quitting and the project has changed hands. But Uncharted 4 is now in the hands of the people that made Last of Us, so we'll see how that goes then. Hopefully that'll mean it'll be great.
Those are good hands to be in.
They are good hands. So is there anything else Sony-wise you want to talk about? I'm not.
No, I think I'm done with you, Sony.
But I think what I was going to say was that with their stuff, I put Microsoft last, as far as, in my opinion, what I was most excited about. Sony was definitely up there.
Hmm.
Very excited. For me, though, I was the most excited and surprised by stuff that Nintendo announced.
Hmm.
And let's talk about them next. So this is the part I've been waiting to get to. I'm just super excited about what they announced.
What's your number one? No, what's your least excited about thing?
Only because I haven't really looked into it very much, but I would say Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I have no idea what that is.
Great name.
Sounds dumb. So I'll give you a quick run off of the things that, and then we can talk about them individually. Super Smash Bros. Loving seeing more of that. Zelda. Awesome.
Yeah.
Mario Maker. Cool.
Okay.
And then the amiibos. Also excited about that.
I'm not so excited about the Mario Maker.
Why not?
I wanted to be. I was looking at it. I was like, I just don't care that much.
About making Mario levels?
Yeah. It just doesn't appeal to me that much.
Oh. I think it's cool.
I can see why it would appeal to people, but it doesn't appeal to me.
I think this is something, they've talked about really focusing on. We've got to show people how the gamepad can be used.
Yeah.
This is finally something that is like a legitimate, cool way to use the gamepad.
Yeah.
And, gives it a purpose.
Yeah.
I think all that other stuff is kind of, it's a map. It's an inventory, and that's it.
Right.
Those aren't very intuitive or very creative ways to use it. And this is where people can, other game developers, third-party game developers can say, wait a second, we can work a lot of cool creative tools into our games too that people, can maybe mod the game, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Even games like, not that Halo would ever come there, but Halo has level creation tools in their game. And I could see how having that second screen would really help out a lot.
Yeah, sure.
In that process. So yes, Mario Maker is just a creation tool then that people can build their own Mario levels. And it's from the original Super Mario Brothers. That's the only thing I'm a little bummed about.
Oh,
hold on.
You don't want to
see it.
All right.
Excuse me.
You would
I wish they had just all of them.
Okay.
Like if they had up through Super Mario World. That would be nice. Maybe there'll be updates later, but I can't see, spending much more than $5 to $10 on this thing.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do. But I would be more excited about it, yes, if there was just more assets from all the other games.
It seems like a fairly simple thing. I mean, relatively simple thing to put together, especially if you're talking about just the first Mario, because it is that simple comparatively.
Yeah.
To like newer games.
But I know people will go crazy and get super creative with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you will see some really cool levels, I'm sure.
You know what you're also going to see?
Porn.
Levels.
A lot of Mario porn.
A lot of penis invoking pipes. And I was going to say Flappy Bird ripoff. Well, Flappy Bird ripped off Mario, and then Mario will then take it back by making Flappy Bird levels.
Yeah.
I hope.
I hope so too. No, but people, when this kind of creation stuff gets in the hands of people, they there's a lot of cool stuff that comes out of it, and a lot of naughty stuff. Naughty. The thing is, Nintendo does a good job of not really censoring, but just making sure that like Universe, all that stuff stays clean for the kids.
Yeah.
there's somebody that has that job that has to see all the gross stuff that is made.
Oh, okay.
Because you can draw anything with your gamepad and then post it to the Mii universe. And
is it like edited before it's posted, or can you post it and then they have to go in after the fact and remove it?
I think they have someone that probably like clears it before it gets posted to the world. I might have heard that some things have accidentally gotten through, but yeah. So that's a lot of work because there are a ton of perps.
Yeah. So, what else here is exciting for Nintendo?
I think the most exciting thing was seeing Zelda for me. That game looks beautiful.
That that actually made me want to buy the system. I didn't see anything that made me want to buy an Xbone, but I would think about getting a Wii U for this game.
I couldn't believe
amazing.
You know, it's like they do such a great job of the limitations with the hardware.
Yeah.
And just exploiting those, like pulling the best out. Like, how do we create an artwork, a design that you don't see that there are maybe any relative weaknesses in the Wii U to the other systems?
Yeah.
I mean, I think this one is just kind of spans all systems. It's like that. It's not about the graphical power the same. It's about the art style.
Right. What I really liked, two things about the presentation for showing Zelda, or the new Zelda.
The way
like it starts off, yes, and like look behind me. It shows this like pretty background with the flowing grass, and you expect to just have it sit there through the whole time and not really see anything happen, and then it jumps into like hardcore action, like really cool, and does show off what they can do with the game, and it looks real impressive. Like, not like you said, not just because like for a Wii U it looks good. It's like, no, it just looks good.
Yeah,
it's just a nice looking game. And the other thing I was really surprised is they showed footage from Wind Waker, and watching it I was still like, man, that game looks good. Like I still would I would play that game and not be offended by its graphics.
Well, just to clarify, that was Wind Waker HD.
Still.
Yes. I mean, just there, it still looks amazing regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, I have that, and that art style is timeless.
Yeah.
And that was something that so many people complained about. The look of Wind Waker.
Yeah.
I hate the new design for Link. I loved it.
Yeah. No, I really like that game. I think so that is definitely something that I'm hoping it's good, because that would drive me to at some point get a Wii U.
And it's also going to be open world, which is awesome.
Yeah, really different.
It's like a return to the original Zelda.
Yeah.
I'm curious how that will play out, but that is really cool.
Yeah. And is that another?
I just hope there's no motion controls.
Yeah, I think it's 20. Oh,
yeah,
God,
2015.
Yeah.
I just hope there's no motion controls.
Yeah.
That'd be dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, and I'm not sure that I want to know.
Me neither. I won't even click on the link.
Another thing that I've just recently become excited about is Pushmo.
Mm-hmm.
This is a puzzle game that I downloaded for the 3DS. It's only like $5, but it's coming out for the Wii U, and I'm now excited. I started playing it, and it is a really cool puzzle game. It's just all straight up puzzles. The synopsis, like the plot of this game, though, is kind of creepy. Like a bunch of kids are playing on weird playground equipment.
Uh-huh.
It's actually just blocks, and they get trapped. Like the playground equipment closes, and they get trapped inside.
That is a little upsetting.
And you have to push and pull the pieces There's like 3 or 4 levels of depth, and you have to push and pull all these different blocks the right way that you can then climb to the top to save these children. And it's really cool. It's a really fun game, and it's unique. I've not played a puzzle game like this. Imagine Jenga, like what a Jenga, like all stacked together. But fortunately for the kids that are trapped inside, this whole Jenga tower isn't going to fall. But you've got all those different shaped pieces that you're just kind of pulling out and trying to make a staircase to get to the top, and it's super awesome. And I was actually surprised it was only $5 because, you know, it's well presented. The other weird thing is, you're a sumo wrestler.
Saving those kids.
Yes, sumo saving.
So that's only through the Nintendo Marketplace, right?
Yes. Yep. And so it will be coming out for the Wii U. So I'm excited about that.
Cool.
Another big thing coming out of their announcements is the Amiibo, and we've talked about those on the show before, that they're going to have those, you know, toys that are like Skylander.
Yeah.
Originally, the only part of me that was, you know, felt like I might want to get these is just that toy side of me. I'm a toy, you know, I do collect some toys. I've got a huge collection of Star Wars toys. I've got some Todd McFarlane, some of his toys.
Yeah.
Toys is a weird word.
I notice you don't say like action figure.
No, I say toys.
You say toys. Toys.
Baby. I say baby toys.
Baby toys. Even better.
I've got bobbleheads and Star Wars stuff and all that kind of garbage. I've got Muscle Men from when I was a kid, those pink little wrestlers.
Yeah, I love Muscle Men.
So, you know, like if these were really nice pieces, I'd consider getting a couple, you know, just to see what they're all about. And actually, though, with the news of how these are going to be integrated into the games, I'm more interested. It sounds like it's going to have your character, so if you buy Mario, then it's the Mario character, will have more RPG elements to it that you can build and customize the character, build their powers up as you play more with these characters. That's kind of cool. I could even see them using a Paper Mario game that comes out in the future. And, you know, imagine then your Mario character that you play with is right there in that toy, and you can take it to anybody's Wii U and do what you need to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of the features they were talking about for the Amiibos is pretty cool, and it's a lot less limited than what I assumed it was going to be. Like you get one game, you get one Amiibo for that game.
Yeah.
But this will, excuse me, if you get one Amiibo, it will span as many games as they want it to.
Yep,
really.
Like Mario will be good for Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, all those different types of games.
Yeah, which is surprisingly ungreedy because they could just make separate versions for each game.
I'm sure there will be all right, they'll have Series 1 and Series 2, and they'll just keep coming out with more.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's neat. I think there's also going to be a peripheral for the... Sorry, I'm getting sneezy.
It's allergy season.
I don't know what's going on. Allergies.
Gesundheit.
There's going to be a peripheral for the 3DS that you can get. That you can also use that.
Cool.
But imagine if they use Pokemon.
Yeah.
The Pokemon
so
license for
hundreds
this.
of Pokemon. Yeah.
Wait.
Wait. What? You mean Pocket Monsters?
Oh, sorry. I broke my own rule. So I think the Amiibo thing's kind of cool. They came out with they announced another Yoshi story type game.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. I'm not big on that at all.
Yeah.
What about Bayonetta 2?
I really liked the first Bayonetta, which I think was an exclusive for the PS3. Was it PS3 or PS2? Either way, you're crazy action. You know, you've got two guns that you would use with your hands, and then you've also got high heels that double as guns. So you've effectively got four weapons like that.
Is it like Devil May Cry?
Yes, very much. It's very challenging and really weird and like sort of hypersexual at some points.
Yeah.
Like she's this witch with, I mean, you like her outfit is basically made out of her hair. Somehow her hair like wraps around her body. Excuse me, and that's what she uses in her like magical attacks. Is somehow manipulating her hair to do all these like make huge fists or like dragons or stuff like that. And it's a really bizarre game, but it's super fun, and so I'm really excited about this coming out, and I'm amazed that Nintendo is like, we want an exclusive for that. Out of all the choices that they could have made,
Isn't that crazy?
yeah, like this really adult, like gory and sexual game is exclusive to the Wii U. But that's another one. Like so, including Zelda and Bayonetta 2. Like for me, that's a pretty good push for me to get a Wii U console.
You know, I'm someone who owns Wii U, and I have to say I don't regret it a bit.
Yeah.
I'd say Pikmin 3 is awesome too. I mean, that's a game that's already out that I think you'd really enjoy.
Yeah.
Have you played
I
any
just
of
played
the
the
Pikmin
first
games?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the original.
I had a really good time with Pikmin 3. Brittany and I both played that over and over, and we played even the multiplayer on it. It's a good game.
Nice.
What price point could a Wii U drop down to that you would be all over it?
Is it $350 now? 300?
Isn't it two? Is it $299?
I'm not sure. If it
$299 right now. You can get the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker bundle.
if it went down to, I would definitely get it if it was $199, like almost no question.
Yeah.
But if it was like $250, I would. You know what? Even at $299, excuse me, if they keep like having these releases that are like really, really strongly pulling me toward it, then I would probably consider it. But you know, if it got down to like the 250, 200 range, I think they'd sell like crazy.
Yeah. You know what? There's kind of a cool game like it's. I think it's a kind of an answer for maybe some parents or something that don't want their kids playing Call of Duty, like their 8-9-year-old. Splatoon. Did you see anything about this?
Just a little bit.
I think that's kind of cool. I like,
It's
you
like
know, you all
paintball,
have like
sort of.
paintball,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all about covering the level in ink.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're splatting each other as well, but then it's also like
You're making it less childlike.
Then you're also covering the level as well, and that's a part of winning the game is who can get their color, you know, to cover more of the level. Like say 60% is covered by purple.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Splatoon, everybody.
Splatoon.
It does look like
That's
a
kinda
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's totally something, you know, play with little kids and until a couple of perverts get a hold of it.
Splatoon.
So that's pretty much it for Nintendo. You know, I would say that I'm most excited. I'm excited like about they're coming out with those GameCube controllers. I might get one of those. I
That's
liked
awesome.
the GameCube controller.
Me too.
And
so.
they're coming out with an adapter that you can just hook up your old GameCube controllers. And
Yeah.
they've also worked with another company to redesign new GameCube controllers for the system. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Super cool.
So, and then just wrap up real quick. There's a couple other games that there's just so much. I've
Yeah.
been paying more attention this year than I have in the past because I was really curious what would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Far Cry 4, there was stuff about that.
Yep.
More Battlefield Hardline. Was there anything else that you were just like from EA or Ubisoft?
I guess from EA, they talked about two things. They are making a new Mass Effect.
Yes.
It is not related to Commander Shepard at all.
I'm
but it will
glad.
exist in that. Yeah, me too. It will exist in that universe, which I really liked, and I hope that it starts to move back toward like the Mass Effect, like the first one, the way that game played.
What
Was
were the differences then between what did it lack?
Mass Effect 1 it felt much more, it was a slower pace, and felt like you would take your time when you were making a shot. Like even when you're doing like the action stuff, like you would take your time, and it was a little more strategic. Mass Effect 2 went very much skewed toward like being more of the action game, like
Okay.
action RPG. Not that it was bad at all. I still really liked the second game, but I feel like the first one had it more on the money.
And what about Mass Effect 3?
I didn't get into the third one. I played it a little bit, but I didn't really care that much at that point for some reason.
Are you interested in Dragon Age Inquisition?
Yes, because it looks like it goes again more like back to what the first Dragon Age Origins was. Like it was a D&D, hit spacebar to pause, and you can go along and strategically decide where you want to do things, and it wasn't so linear. Like what was the second one that came out? That was like following mountain paths and like linear in every sense of the word.
Well, and then it was all action based too. I mean, it totally changed.
Yeah, it was not the same game.
And my issue with the first Dragon Age was that it was full of like they call it MacGuffins, whereas like this thing seems like it's really important, and you got to go do this, you got to go get this, and then it was just like it was not the thing that was really important, and so then you got to go, oh, now this thing's more important, go get this.
Yeah,
I hate that, and so I don't know if Dragon Age, the first one, keeps doing that. I mean, I put a lot of hours into it, and then it was just kind of like, I am really getting bored with this.
Yeah.
So I don't like that stuff.
I can't remember. I mean, I put a lot of time into it, but I definitely didn't finish it. And I don't think I really even got that far in the story itself, but I know I put a lot of time into it. Yeah. So, what else was it? Oh, the Steam machine. We should say something about that.
Oh yeah. Alienware.
Yeah, Alienware has they pushed back the controller development, but that's not stopping developers like Alienware from releasing their Steam machines
with the controller that we actually want.
Yes, they are bundling it with a 360 controller, which I think is really funny. So yeah, that's gonna be available this year. Is it available now?
I don't know.
Or at least soon. Let me see here.
Holiday
season.
Looking that up, there were other things like Assassin's Creed Unity. The Division. Tom Clancy's The Division. I really liked the trailer for. I thought it looks amazing, but it looks like it's more multiplayer skewed, at least from what I saw. And so I'm not. I mean, I really like the environments and everything, but I don't think I'll play it. A, I don't have enough friends, and B, I'm not the kind of person that's going to join a clan and really get that into it.
Right.
But
Ditto.
One game that I am very excited about, and I hope is amazing, is Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah. I haven't seen much.
Did you watch any of the footage from that?
No.
Looks really beautiful. Some of the environments and stuff that they showed.
Mm-hmm.
And they're putting a lot of work into it. Like they talked about going over to Skywalker Ranch and looking at all the original props and taking pictures of all of them and just putting a lot of work into it.
Nice.
Potentially could be really cool.
Yeah.
In fact, I told Brittany that if this game isn't good, I'm going to rage quit life.
Which means suicide.
Yes. Angry suicide.
Wait, I'm trying to find something about Battlefront. Okay, here we go. Cool.
Let's just have like a few minutes of you watching the trailer.
Yeah. Let's just watch me watch
the reaction podcast.
this. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I'm watching the wrong footage, actually. This doesn't
No.
look that good. Anywho,
Well, I
the
think
Steam
that'll.
Machine will.
What's that?
Did I already say the Steam Machine releases this holiday season? So it is this year.
Cool. Yep. So, in order, then, what would you say like drew your most excitement versus you were just kind of mad about?
I think PlayStation would be number one for me.
Because of the TV?
The TV was cool. I think a lot of it is because, I have the system, so I'm looking more forward to that stuff. And, I think they just had more interesting announcements for games and everything.
Yeah.
Nintendo is like, I badmouth them a lot, and I still have a lot of problems with them, but they're definitely moving up in my book, and I am interested in a lot of the things that they're putting out there.
Well, that's awesome to hear because, I think they are starting to realize, oh, crap, we better listen to the people that want to buy our stuff or do buy our stuff.
Yeah.
And start. I think it's a big shift in their culture, and so I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked to see them moving in that direction. And by far, like the one that I just couldn't really care less about is Microsoft at this point.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think we're both agreed on nobody cares about Microsoft right now.
And thank you for saying not saying I could care less. That I couldn't care less, and
yeah,
so that's
I could not. It's not possible.
Yeah. So that'll bring us to the end of the show. It was a little different, but I like talking about all this stuff and just kind of mixing it up this week.
Yeah, it's fun. It's the big yearly thing.
Yeah. It's time for some closers and plugs then, everybody.
Yeah, you can reach us by email at podcast@uphshow.com.
And we are on Twitter. Our handle is @UPHshow.
And my Facebook, not mine, but our Facebook is facebook.com/UPHshow.
And you can subscribe to us on iTunes and Stitcher or your pod catcher of choice. Please rate and review us too. Throw us a bone, man.
Throw it. And we've got a Steam group, Unbelievable Power Hour.
My name's Dan DeHaan, and I have a website called dandehaan.com, and I'm on Twitter @dandehaan78.
My website is aaronwiesinger.com, and I am @awiesinger.
And we have our YouTube channel where you can watch our vidcast and some other stuff we have up there, and that is youtube.com/UPHshow. Thank you for listening, everybody, and have a good week.
See ya.
And stopping broadcast.